It's time for Cats Talk Wednesday. Small town and big city joined forces. Vinny Hardy of Lynch, Kentucky, and Terry Brown of Louisville, Kentucky, team up to give you free-flowing, laid-back sports talk. Focus on Kentucky Wildcats, as well as pertinent information in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
We're just hopping on real quick. TB, TCB, Terry Brown, Vinny Hardy. Cats Talk Wednesday before everybody gets to the long weekend.
Yeah.
I got this little background stuff. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to have too loud. Not too loud. Is it too loud in your ear?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I got you.
Yeah. Let's get it there.
All right.
There we go. Now it's just noise in the back.
Yeah, getting ready for Turkey Day, man. So I'm excited about that. We're hosting, so I'm excited about Thanksgiving and everything like that. Time to give thanks.
Got to be for sure. So yeah, absolutely. Always grateful year round for. I mean, to be
to be doing this, man.
Allowed to be having food to eat, a lot of people take stuff for granted for sure.
But I'm thankful college basketball has started off with a bang.
Bunch of good games.
Yeah. Like we were talking about before we started live, a lot of good games going on. Auburn looks good. Kansas versus Duke was. I'm glad Duke's going through what we've been going through the last couple of years. Young talent, but can't close out games.
Hey,
now, can they figure it out? Welcome to the last few years of the Coach Cal experiment in Lexington. Can they figure it out? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the talent, but can they do it?
Mm-hmm.
But Cats looking good, undefeated. Took care of Western Kentucky last night.
Mm-hmm.
Western Kentucky looked tough, so I know they're gonna kick it in their conference. Cats did what they had to do.
Yeah,
and that's sometimes you just get games like that.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
You just get games where like we just need to win this one and move to the next one, right? That's how most games are, right? I talk about this all the time. Go to bigbluehistory.net, choose you a season, and just look at all the 30 games and how many do you remember? 4, 5, That's just how it is, right? That's how it is with all sports. I don't remember all the Lakers. I can't tell you all the Lakers 82 games every year.
Yeah.
It just blurs together. But the Cats are winning. Football team. This is a tough spot for the Kentucky football team because it's the same space that Cal was in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it happened quick too.
And more turnovers than touchdowns in SEC games. No 20-point games in SEC play.
Yeah.
That's not going to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And do we trust Stoops to fix it? I guess we'll find out because it's like the last, again, another memory of the Cal era. Like, he's not walking away. And can Kentucky come up with the money to get him out to paint and bring in a whole new staff?
Man.
It's a tough quandary to be in. And I know everybody upset about the contracts, but I think when the contracts were issued to both Cal and Stoops, they made sense.
Yeah.
Cal got his money a few years removed from 4 Final Fours in 5 years. Stoops got his money after the second 10-win season.
Yeah.
We've had 4 10-win seasons in Kentucky football history. He got 2 of them or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and again, it's one of those things. If Cal gets back to the Final Four, if Stoops, you're a genius, right? But since things aren't going the way we think, it feels like a bad contract. But at the time they were signed, I thought it made sense.
Yeah, because they would have signed somewhere else if you hadn't retained them.
It's the Joker Phillips paradox. Everybody like, Joker, like he was an up and coming offensive coordinator,
Sure
and
was.
you can't let him go to Iowa State
Yeah.
and start winning. Like you can't if you're Kentucky, right? Like you can't do that. So it made sense at the time. The Joker Phillips hire always made sense to me, but that's where we are with football. I think Texas gave us opportunities, but we couldn't capitalize on them. And that's the name of the game. When you play the margins so small, you have to capitalize on every opportunity. We still see year 12, the team is still undisciplined. That starts at the top.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be seeing this in year 12. We shouldn't be looking for an identity at this stage of the game. But finally, having a different offensive coordinator last 5 years, it's taken its toll.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what they're doing. It's disjointed. And the frustrating thing is you have these moments where you beat Ole Miss and Ole Miss. You played Georgia tough. I thought fairly competitive against Tennessee.
Yeah.
But yeah, this ain't it, man. So I don't know what changes next year. You got to bring Bush back as your OC. You can't go 6 for 6 with new offensive coordinators, can you?
And
we'll see what Bowley has against Louisville this weekend. But
right.
yeah, Kentucky football, man. What has happened was, I think, most people's biggest fear when we had those 10-win seasons. What is it when South Carolina is on the upswing, when Vanderbilt gets on the upswing, when Missouri is on the upswing, and Florida, quiet as it's kept, we had everybody in Florida and Gainesville dead. They're not dead yet. So what do you do, Kentucky, to compete?
We gave him the first lifeline.
Right.
And then he beat LSU and whoever, Ole Miss.
Gave him that confidence. And so we missed the opportunity when the SEC East, I know we don't do divisions anymore, when the SEC East was down. We had the chance to solidify our position as number 2, and we didn't. And Stoops, you got to stop talking about NIL.
Yeah.
Now, does he have a valid point with NIL? Maybe. I don't know the numbers. I don't know that. All I know is when I watch on Saturday, the stuff that's defeating Kentucky is not NIL. Jumping off sides, holding, personal foul. What's I got to do with NIL? Nothing. That's just something that the coaching staff has to clean up. So I don't know. Last point on football, a few years ago, Coach Cal said it's a basketball school, and we had to pretend as Kentucky fans and Big Blue Nation that there was a debate about whether or not Kentucky was a basketball school. It was dumb then. It was dumb now. Because a national championship winning coach talking about a school that's famous for winning national championships in one sport, of course it's a basketball school. Of course it is. That's like Marcus Freeman in Notre Dame talking about Notre Dame is a football school. Is it to say that women's basketball has won champion? Like that is not to discount anything else. What do you hang your hat on? It's been Kentucky bad. Why that should have never have been a thing, but we let it be a thing, and here we are, 4-7, not going to a bowl game because Stoops puffed out his chest. I thought we played in the SEC. Well, then maybe you need to score more than 20 points a game in the SEC. Maybe you need to not get dog walked by Vanderbilt. I mean, just some thoughts there for the football team. But all that being said, it is going to be hilarious if they do beat Louisville on Saturday. That's going to be great. I will be ecstatic if that were to take, obviously. But because if they don't get it this year, Cardinal fans.
Right. And that's what they said last year.
Yeah.
And
But
I mean,
don't let Bowley rally the troops and score 30-something points.
wow, man. Yeah,
Don't let that happen.
yeah.
But Louisville fans are feeling good. Football team is all right.
Mm-hmm.
Men's basketball beat Indiana.
That
today.
Stanford loss was hilarious. We didn't talk about it. Didn't get
And
that in last week, but that was funny. I mean, they still might win Saturday, but to come from ahead, whatever that was against Stanford was. Whew.
Stanford got the ball with like 6 seconds left on their own 30 and kicked a field goal to win it.
Improbable, man? Improbable.
How? Like the ending of that game was like if you were writing a football movie and you were like, this is how the big game has to end, people are like, that won't happen in real life. It's kind of like that Virginia basketball game they had where they were up like 5 or 6 with like 0.5 left and lost the game. Like, how does this even happen?
Yeah.
But the Cardinal beat the Cardinals. So and again, they may win Saturday, but I don't know. I don't know what the move is for football. I don't. Because it's only going to get tougher.
Yeah. It's going to be some moving. We don't know if it's the move, but it's going to be moving. Don't know if it's the right move or the wrong move, but it's going to be a lot of.
You got to do something because you can't stand pat.
Yeah, exactly. And you've been talking about continuity, but coordinators. I think this will be the first time an OC returns since like Eddie Grant and Terry Wilson, where you have.
Yeah.
So that's and the fact that what we saw is returning. It's kind of like, maybe, maybe he did come in late, maybe, because Cohen was supposed to be here and then he left. And again, all that, maybe he can get some guys in there that fits his deal more and we'll see. And, it's just a bunch of movement and this next few weeks are going to be off the chain. And if you're trying to fix it, let's roll up your sleeves and we'll see what kind of fixing come next fall.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But you was talking about Louisville beating IU today. So are they, well, first of all, Kelsey was begging people to come to the Tennessee game. And Tennessee comes into the Yum and drills them.
Yes.
And now here where they are beating Indiana by 30. 15th ranked Indiana team. So what?
I didn't think Indiana was that good, but I never think Indiana is that good. So you don't come to me with my take. But good for Louisville. They feel good. Hey, I know we talk about Louisville, and I don't want to see them have success, but I want Louisville fans to have a little bit. It's only going to make it sweeter when we beat them again in basketball, in men's basketball. Finally beat them in women's basketball.
Yes.
Coach Brooks came in, finally got that monkey off the back. So good. The women play Illinois a little bit later on today. The women looking good.
Undefeated. Took care, beat Arizona State last night, beat Louisville. We got all this size with Claire Strack and Claire Silver, Tiani Keys, 6 blocks.
Balling. Rebounding and ball. Oh yeah, balling.
She's just a lefty, just wiry, athletic, just hey.
And I love Georgia more. It's like this. It's like she's like, okay, y'all kind of got this, and then game on the line, then she steps up. I got this, and that's the way it was last night against Arizona State. I think she only had like 4 or 5 points in the first half. Second half, boom, getting it done. So shout out to Coach Brooks. It looks like we got 2 hires. Yeah. And this should be the expectation. Like the expectation is we should have 2 top 25 teams in basketball. We should. Period.
Friend of the show, Cassidy Rowe getting some run.
Yeah.
She had some big shots, couple big threes against Louisville too. And
Yeah, and she had that block. I forgot who that block was against, but she came out of nowhere. Kakaya! She Hong Kong football. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But both basketball teams are looking good. Volleyball, we got to give a shout out to volleyball. The best program on campus. 8 straight SEC volleyball championships. That's with adding back-to-back champ Texas to the SEC this year.
Yeah. Who have Miss Skinner left us to
Yeah.
go to them.
Yeah,
They
we've
were-
lost 2 to Texas.
Uh-huh.
And so the volleyball team, 8 straight conference championships. You got to go back to 52 or 54. I have to check. Check with Dick Gabriel on that to see when men's basketball. I knew it hadn't been recent because I'm like, have the men ever won 8? You got to go back to like 54 for the men to have won 8 straight conference championships.
I saw you chatting with the Cat's Paws people about that. Going, they was
because I was like,
stats.
Is that it? So shout out to them. Hey, it's always a good time to be a Wildcat.
Absolutely. So all kind of great stuff going on, fun stuff going on. We talked about Indiana already, and the fact they was on the wrong end against Louisville. Is Dan Hurley the new Bob Knight?
So I went back and forth with somebody like, Bob Knight, he won, he became a jerk. But I'm like, yeah, he did. I think Bob Knight was always a jerk, but he became demonstrative after the Isaiah Thomas championship 81. That's when he started and all this kind of stuff. Look, it's 2024. It's not 1981. It's not 1980, whatever, with the chair. It's not that. Did I want him to come to Kentucky? For me, it was, I wanted to have that flex of, we took UConn's coach. It wasn't that I was a Dan Hurley fan, but I just wanted that flex. I'll be honest with you. That would be a flex, right?
Yo.
But watch him on the sidelines, man. Now, like, and our man Tristan Ferris kind of had that side by side between Hurley's antics and Pope's style of doing things. Give me the Pope thing.
Yeah.
Like, I was never a big fan of Cal when he would do all that stuff on the sidelines. Like, nah, man. And we've seen clips of football coaches on the sidelines yelling at players. Like, you can't do that. I've long said that you just can't yell at kids like that. Well, it makes you tough. Like, nowhere else in the world, well, I shouldn't say in the world, nowhere else in America is that allowed. Can you be like that? Nowhere else. I mean, can you imagine seeing a doctor in the operating room, in the emergency room, yelling at nurses and stuff like Dan Hurley's doing?
Yeah.
No. And that's literally life and death. We don't see it when firefighters show up to put out a fire. You don't have the fire captain, but you don't see that.
Yo.
And I'm like, y'all just like yelling at kids. Just say you like when they yell at kids. There's other ways to get things done. I saw something about how they changed up basic training in the military. It ain't like it used to be. I just think it's ridiculous. Yes, he's got his 2 championships. Tip your cap. I'm glad that dude's not on my sideline.
Yeah, man.
I can say that. I said it. I wouldn't want him representing my university. The same way, you remember before Stoops, some people were like, we should go get Bobby Petrino. And I'm like, I don't want that dude representing my university. Call me whatever. I don't want that dude representing. That's just me.
Yep.
That's not how we should be.
Nope.
Me personally, when I see the Dan Hurley stuff, but tip my cap. They won their back-to-back, but yeah, he just seems not pleasant. Which fits with Jim Calhoun. Like, I mean, he, like Jim Calhoun did not look pleasant either. If we're being clear.
So it's it's just a Northeast thing, and then the Northeasterners just, I mean, it's you gruff and
Yeah.
more in a hurry. Don't bother me, and maybe they all up there fine with that in stores. I don't know. They'll try to defend it like like the Giants fans with Barry Bonds. That's your guy. We overlook. I mean, yeah, he's a lot way bigger than he was in Pittsburgh. Sorry, it's all right. Bobby's. I mean, Danny gets a little agitated, and animated. Maybe they just kind of dismiss it. I don't know. But yeah, if he was in Lexington, man, that the fit. You talk about people talking about Brian Kelly at LSU. It's not gonna fit. It's not gonna fit. And everybody, tried to say it would, and he done lost 3 games and probably on the hot seat, and it's not really a fit. Hurley wouldn't have been a fit in Kentucky. Not coming down here with that.
No, because you can't. I mean, obviously the wins and losses, but what was Billy G's biggest sin? Embarrassing the program on national TV.
Mm-hmm.
And what makes the Billy G thing kind of jarring is you go from Tubby, the gentleman's gentleman,
mm-hmm.
to Billy G not wanting to or couldn't get it, to Cal coming in again. Everybody wants to focus last couple of years. Like, that dude hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Like, we can talk about who gets it. I get that. Like, Pope gets it. Cal got it too.
Yeah.
Like, I push back. Like, I'm like, again, year one was John Wall, Eric Bledsoe, and DeMarcus Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
That's getting it. Because not only were we 31-3, whatever the record, Cal made Kentucky cool in a way it hadn't been ever.
And he knew the seat he was sitting in when he first got here. And did it wear him down? Did it get old? Did he overstay? All that. But he kind of had a nice touch on the way he did things.
Yeah.
You take the trophy all around the state after you win the title. All that kind of stuff. The West Liberty, natural disasters that happened. He was right there helping a lot, so yeah. People can't act like that didn't happen just because the last 4 or 5 did.
You got to look at it in its totality, right? That's all I'm saying is, Cal got it.
Yeah.
And again, I've been sharing, like, love Mark Pope, love where we are. I'm really loving Otega Owe. That's my dude. He seems to make a play when we need a play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think he's the defender that Michael Kidd-Gilchrist was.
Yeah.
But it feels like the team takes their cue from him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm enjoying seeing that.
Yeah, he's consistent too. I mean, and in an offense where it can be you don't know who gonna get you every night. There's so many guys that you can try to, it could be Carr one night, it could be Jackson Robinson one night, it could be Butler, it could be Owe, So, and it was and I like the fact last night it wasn't pretty, it wasn't smooth, it wasn't aesthetically beautiful, because every game's not gonna be that way. You're playing Auburn or Alabama, one of the top teams in the conference. They're not going to let you just flow and do your system the way you want. So when you get some resistance, well, how do you adjust? And they were, Western's credit, they came in and tried to punch us in the mouth and mess stuff up. And so, hey, you can.
And that to me is the biggest difference between Cal and Pope to this point is Cal's plan A, excellent, right? This is what we're going to do. The other team would do something, and then, well, what's your plan B?
Mm-hmm.
And we wouldn't have a plan B. I keep going back to 4 Final Fours in 5 seasons, that's great, championship runner-up. But then I start looking at those games that we lost, and it's like a tweak, to use his word, would have changed it. Like, I can't believe we lost West Virginia with a 1-3-1. Like, anyway, not to rehash, but I love where the program is right now. I do have to ask you tomorrow, are you going to watch your Cowboys play?
I've no lie to tell. It's the least enthused I've been about a Cowboys Thanksgiving game in years. I mean, you saw me tweeting out the young people might not even know Cowboys fans. You saw me tweeting out the pictures of Dave Campo, and this is where we are. It hasn't been that bad since he was here with his 3 straight 5-11s. I'm sure I'll probably flip it on, but I don't. As far as being engaged, I mean, still great to beat the Commanders. That was fun. That's probably the highlight of the season. But am I really looking for? I'm always excited. You always watch the Lions a little bit and have them on his noise like you like to do, and then here we coming on when Detroit's over with. Here we come, and I don't feel that at all, man. I mean,
because I'm a hater. My 2 favorite Thanksgiving memories is Leon led in the snow and Randy Moss. Randy down there somewhere.
Yo,
now my wife went to school in Minneapolis at the same time when Randy got there, and she was just talking about the city, just how electric it was once they realized what they had with Randy.
Man, and
I showed her that clip of D'Angelo Hall covering him, and how disrespectful, he put in the wind, like Randy with the, became that he was just talking about, ain't no way this man 2 steps into his route is throwing up his arm, and on the 4th step, he's by me, and I'm a 4-2 guy.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And he don't even stretch.
No, Randy Moss is 1-on-1, dude.
Came out the womb ready. 84 don't need to stretch.
Well, that. And I love when, like, I don't know if you see these tweets every now and then, someone hears Randy Moss talk and they're blown away. I'm like, Randy is country.
Oh, yeah.
NFL films. Like, him and Jason Williams are country for West Virginia. So, just because he was in Minneapolis, no, that, whatever. I ain't going to hate too much on the Cowboys. My Niners, look, banged up this year. I felt bad juju. I told the wife right after the Super Bowl, because you see your team lose a game, right? People have a look after they lose. But I'm like, giving up a touchdown with less than 10 seconds left in overtime, my fear was that would psychologically do something to everybody. And on top of the injuries, nobody's looked right on the team this year.
No.
And so I don't know what next year looks like, but this is what I figured would happen.
It's like losing the Masters on 18th hole on Sunday. And all the commentators, I don't know if he can come back from that. And sometimes you never hear from them dudes again.
Right. And so I think, and this is just me, I think internally, of course you always want to win a Super Bowl. But I saw a lot of talk before the Super Bowl talking about the other Super Bowl we lost to Kansas City. And I just think it was, if you can want to win a Super Bowl too much, I think that's what happened.
Wow.
Like we got CMC. We are moving, especially because if you watch Super Bowl, Kansas City didn't look that great. That's the frustrating thing. It wasn't how great Patrick Mahomes was. He wasn't, to be honest with you.
No.
And you get him to play poorly and still lose that close game. I think it did something. I'm just looking for the next few weeks. Let's just get a refresh. I think we're still mathematically alive, even at 5-6. But no, we got Buffalo this week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Green Bay was bad. Missed 15 tackles like in the first half against Green Bay. Find out today, Fred Warner has been playing on a broken ankle since the New England game. And Bosa's out. Also saw today that Trent Williams is in the facility on one of those scooters. because one of his legs, like, so I'm like,
man.
just throw the whole season away. Like,
Mm.
like, what are we doing here? Just because I looked at the defense, I'm like, I know Fred, and I'm like, I knew the secondary. I didn't know anybody. The front seven from the last time we played the Packers in the playoffs to Fred was the only holdover.
Mm.
You know, missing Greenlaw, missing
Yeah.
Bosa, and so look, throw this season away. I'm cool with it. You know, this happened. You know, that 5 years, 4 NFC Championship games. That 1 year we got banged up and hurt.
Yeah.
Jimmy G got hurt. Kittle got hurt, and we were like, all right, throw this one away. Let's come back. But I'll be interested to see what happens next season. But I'm still gonna watch. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah.
I'm like, this ain't it, man. I watched a little bit of the game on Sunday. I'm like, this ain't it. Like, I might get the call to go out here and tackle. Like, this is bad, man. But
that's where we are, man. And that's where I've been. And right now the Niners are kind of teetering that way too. That's just is what it is, man. It is what it is.
But at least we beat the Cowboys. So I take comfort in as bad as it's been.
Exactly.
You gotta take it. You gotta take it when you can. You know.
Yeah, and that's what I said about Washington. Bad as we are, we still beat them. So even
beat your rivals. Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson went 1-15 in year one. That one win was Washington. We did not get swept by Washington. So.
If you only gonna win one, win the big one. You know, that was the 1-10 year for Kentucky. Beat Louisville.
Yeah. Exactly.
At least you got that one.
That's right. Well, man, we had fun hopping on here real quick.
Yeah.
You know, get all the little topics in and jump back to more normal stuff next week. But
we're thankful for y'all for watching. We are very appreciative, and we'll be back to do it again.
That's right. So everybody have fun, stay safe. If it's getting cold, stay warm, and we'll be back next week. Cats Talk Wednesday. Terry Brown, Vinny Hardy, BS3 Network, BS3 Sports. Appreciate everybody.